Hello Power Rangers Lightning Collection fans, and welcome to the next episode of Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice as we talk about everything that has happened in the past week for the Power Rangers Lightning Collection. Now this week we have not a ton to talk about, but we do have some things to discuss that can, go into the future, as news could be around the corner relatively soon. But we do have a little, just quick things to cover, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. So this past week I did find a site that had listed the EANs for all of the Lightning Collection monsters that we have already and the ones that we do not have yet. And how that relates to the LGY Little Bane and BLM Sputnik codes is what we're going to talk about here. So we already knew about Wave 2 and everything, and we had pretty much assumed that LGY Little Bane and BLM Sputnik were going to be brand new monster codes, likely our Wave 3 codes. I'm going to say that that's basically 100% sure for now, because this website that listed all the EAN barcodes had the assortment barcode, the Wave 1 codes, the Wave 2 codes, and then the Wave 3 codes. So no, deciphering what the actual listings are, but they did have LGY Little Bane and BLM Sputnik lumped under the monsters. So they are going to be monsters Wave 3, which according to that list of listings is still slated for September alongside Versus Packs Wave 2 and Wave 10 of the main line. So we don't have any updates, like I said, about who they are, nor do we have any updates about the LGY camera or SRE Pinata codes from last week. We don't know if those are monsters, what they are, if it's a Wave 4 that we don't know about for monsters, or if it's some other subline or store exclusive or anything. We don't know, and that's all I have on all that stuff for right now. Next up, we have a little update in relation to Wave 8 again. So Wave 8 has been trickling out here, like we've said here in the last couple episodes of Lightning Storm. I just recently did some video reviews on Wave 8. If you want to check those out, I'll probably have a card pop up here somewhere. So Zeo Green was the one that we were kind of waiting for, or one per case. We were waiting for him to come out at like Amazon and stuff like that. Target was sending him out. And I mentioned that last week we were, going to figure out if they were going to be doing Spectrums again in this wave. Since they were starting to arrive from Target, and no one has received a Spectrum, no one has found a Spectrum in stores, and they have been found in stores, the regular Wave 8. So as of right now, it looks like we aren't getting Spectrums this wave. I'm pretty confident that we are not. So as of right now, Spectrums were a one and done with Wave 7, Monsters Wave 1, and Versus Packs Wave 1, and if they will ever return, who knows. But for right now, it seems like that was just a weird thing that they did at the end of 2020 and are not doing for Wave 8. Honestly, I feel like that's such a relief. I'm glad they aren't doing Spectrums because they were really horrible. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, although it probably will happen at some point in the future. But Wave 8 does not have them as of right now, as far as we know, and it's not looking likely that they will just show up or something. Now, in relation to Wave 8 as well, Zeo Green has updated finally on Amazon. He was the last one that we were just waiting for. He finally changed his release date from April 1st on Amazon to today. So as of right now, you should be able to go to Amazon right now and pick up Zeo Green if you have not yet. Hopefully he's still in stock and everything, because he is the one per case. He's also, earlier this week, all of Wave 8 went up in stock for like 2-day shipping on Best Buy. But Zeo Green sold out pretty quickly, and I don't know if he's ever come back in stock, but you can, I think, still get the rest of the wave there if you want. All of these, of course, happening earlier than Hasbro Pulse, which still has them claimed for an April 1st release, which honestly is just pretty laughable at this point, because like 4 different stores have Wave 8 fully released. So who knows what Hasbro's doing, if they'll just, have them one day. That's not uncommon for Pulse to do. But as of right now, Wave 8 is fully out in stores in both Walmarts and Targets, and on Amazon, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, I think, is going to get them soon. We also have Best Buy and what was the last one I didn't mention? Whatever. I probably said it somewhere in there. So yeah, Wave 8 is out. You can get it. So go get it. One real quick thing I do want to bring up about Hasbro Pulse before we move on to our next big thing, which will lead into our final thing and the main point of this video, is that Hasbro Pulse, well, first of all, the free membership thing of Premium that I talked about was ending. It ended, so that ended this past Monday on March 1st. If you did not renew it for the $50 fee, I know I didn't. It definitely was not worth it to renew it. And of course, right after everyone's memberships expired, they decided, oh, we're going to finally add something to the site. And they added this like shared exclusives tab, which actually had a couple things that were previously, or partnered exclusive tab, previously exclusive stuff to other stores. So they put up this one Monopoly that was previously exclusive to Amazon. And they also put up, I believe it was the first wave of Transformers RED figures, which were Walmart exclusives. So as of right now, nothing is, you know, seeming to point in the direction that this will be like every exclusive ever or anything like that. But the option is there potentially. Yakface reached out to some Hasbro Pulse customer service, and they kind of gave an answer like, "Oh, if we can get quantities of something, we might carry it as well on Pulse or something." So I think this is something that Lego does. It's a completely different toy brand, obviously, but Lego has their store exclusives also available at the Lego store. So all for every store, regardless if it's like Target, Walmart, Amazon, or whatever. And so I think that might be something that Hasbro might be exploring to do, which would be very nice for certain things that I know people are always having a problem getting, especially Target exclusives. I know G.I. Joe Classified Series collectors are having a real pain trying to get the Cobra Island series of figures that were Target exclusives. So, and also like the Spectrums for Lightning Collection and things like that. So, like I said, nothing really is there on the tally yet, but the option is there, I suppose. So it is something that we should probably be keeping our eye on and just see what happens with it. Speaking of keeping our eye on, we do have our next date for brand new news to start speculating. So JC once again has told us to mark our calendars. Now, if you are new to the series or whatever and you don't know JC's track record with these dates, he's been 100% correct with Lightning Collection dates so far. So the first one he had stated was to mark our calendars for December 10th, which was a Thursday, and that was when we got the Wave 8 reveal. And then later on, he told us to mark our calendars for Friday, February 12th, which was when we got our Fan First Friday Wave 9 reveal. Now this time, it was not specifically Power Rangers Lightning Collection related. However, it definitely could have something to do with this. So he stated to leave your calendars or mark your calendars open for Friday, April 9th. So just a little over a month from now, about like 4 or 5 weeks or so. And he didn't really elaborate on what that meant on his Twitter when he announced that. But in his news video, he elaborated that he has heard that Hasbro is going to be doing some sort of multi-brand announcement day on Friday the 9th of April. He said he wasn't sure if it was going to be like a full-fledged Hasbro PulseCon like we got this past September, or if it was going to just be like, you know, I think before they did a triple Fan First Friday once, I think they did that for, I think it was Star Wars, Transformers, and G.I. Joe. So they could do some kind of like multiple brands on a Fan First Friday or something. That's not out of the question. But since Toy Fair didn't happen, which would have been happening last weekend if it was going to happen, there's things for them to announce. I know we talked about here before that Monsters Wave 2 is still slated to come out in June, according to that list of listings, alongside Wave 9. We've had Wave 9 revealed to us, but we have not had Monsters Wave 2 revealed. So there's like that gap there, as well as just really anything Lightning Collection between now and June, or, you know, kicking off the summer. So we don't really know, like, we weren't sure when the next reveal would be. And since we have this calendar date to look out for, I don't know if that would be every Hasbro brand or just a couple, or even if Power Rangers will be involved at all. But that could be, and as of right now, our best guess for the next Lightning Collection reveal, which would probably be Monsters Wave 2 at the very least. The bare minimum, it would probably have to be that. Maybe they would announce the helmet that early. Probably not. The whole Versus Packs Wave 2, Wave 10, and Monsters Wave 3 are way too far off. They're in September. So those should not be probably anything to look forward to in April. So if anything, Lightning Collection, like I said, the bare minimum would probably be Monsters Wave 2. Maybe some surprises or something like that. Or like the next Metallic Armor, if they're going to keep doing that. Or, you know, we don't have any store exclusives yet this year, so that's definitely always available for them to surprise us with or something like that. We do have plenty of listings out there to be announced. Of course, the Ninja Turtles could be announced there or something like that. So once again, we'll just keep an eye out heading into the rest of March and heading especially into April as April 9th draws closer. And we'll see if Power Rangers will be involved in whatever this event will be, whatever the event even ends up being. And we'll see there. So, like I said, JC's track record with dates has been perfect, so there's no reason to believe that something isn't going to happen there. It's just a matter of will Lightning Collection be involved, and if it is, obviously, we have to cover it here on the show. So the rest of this video is going to be very heavy tinfoil hat conspiracy speculation. Something that it was something that a couple people had pointed out to me this past week, and I at first glance, it's something I would not have looked at and been like, yeah, there's something to look at there. However, there's just something about it that the longer I look at it, the more interested I am in what we have going on there. So what am I talking about? So earlier this past week, Hasbro posted on, I think it was on their Twitter and on their Facebook and on their Instagram, this like 4-picture thing for Power Rangers, and kind of captioned it like, oh, Power Rangers, you had to be there, kind of thing, you know? Talking just like random screenshots of like Mighty Morphin characters. And they posted it on the Pulse accounts, which obviously is usually always tied in with Lightning Collection and things like that. And so some people were speculating, are these pictures supposed to be hints towards upcoming Lightning Collection items? Now, on the first glance, I would say no. I would say we're reading too much into that, you know, looking way too much at things where there's not things. And it could have just been a random social media post. And that's kind of what responses from Hasbro Pulse were hinting at. The reason why I wanted to talk about it is that there's a couple things that can sort of line up. Not a lot, but just a couple of things. So, we're looking at the pictures here. The first one is of, and I cannot think of the name of it, but I will definitely put the monster's name up here. It's this purse monster from Season 2, and he's fighting the White Ranger. Now, it's just a standalone monster fighting the White Ranger. I don't know why they would pick this certain monster, but remember, we have the SRE Pinata code, which is just going to be some kind of standalone Mighty Morphin figure of some kind that we don't know what it will be yet. I'm not saying that it could be that, but I feel like there's maybe something there. But that's not the one that I feel is the most, like, evidence, I guess. Once again, all just speculating, just having some fun here. This entire thing probably means nothing. But the next step we have, Ivan Ooze. Now, Ivan Ooze is something that I know a lot of people want to have a figure of. I know a lot of people, including myself, want figures of the 95 movie. It's always been kind of assumed that that can't happen due to rights issues with Disney and Fox and things like that. Same reason with Lionsgate as to why we probably will never be able to get 2017 movie Lightning figures. I'm going to skip the third image for a second, and we're going to go to the fourth one. So the fourth one, I feel like there's a little bit you can read into as well. At first glance, it's just when Kimberly and Billy like had their bad boy persona when Rita, I think that was, if I remember correctly, it was a Season 1 episode where Rita, like, and Finster and Squad Babu and stuff, like, made them, it was Power Rangers Gone Bad, was that what it was called? Something like that, where like they got like punky personalities and kind of looked like Bulk and Skull, sort of. So I know a lot of people were wondering, maybe is that a hint towards some kind of Bulk and Skull 2-pack or something like that, and they didn't want to be too obvious with it, so they put like the punky Rangers there instead of them. I feel like that's, you know, like I said, very tinfoil hat stuff. But the reason, one thing I really wanted to look into in here was the fourth picture, the one I skipped a second ago. So this picture is of the Metallic Armor MMPR team from Season 3. Now, I'm sure, like I said, coincidences are obviously going to be found here when we're trying to find something. I'm pretty confident that this is just a big coincidence, but look at who they're blocking in the picture. So it's a group shot of the whole Metallic Armor, but pink is the one you can see the least. And what figure in the Metallic Armors that we already have, and the only one that we have so far? Pink. And then they're showing the rest of the team there, because they're going to release the rest of the team, but we don't need to see pink because we've already saw pink. Maybe there's nothing there. Maybe that was intentional. I know there's probably not a lot of photos of the Metallic Armors, but I usually think of Metallic Armors like the shot where they first use them in the park and everything, not necessarily that one in like that neighborhood, which is what this picture comes from. Like I said, I'm sure that's just very, very, like, you know, trying to look into things. That's why I'm literally wearing a tinfoil hat in this segment, because everything I'm saying in this segment is just for fun. Don't go taking it like, oh, these are confirmed, because I have no idea. But, and honestly, it's probably a post that just means nothing. But, like, wouldn't it be cool if they did this and kind of was like, oh, that's nothing, that's just a fun little thing. And then all these figures happen, and either they say or we look back and go, oh, it was right in front of our faces the whole time. There's really nothing in the past that's ever, like, seen to where that would be even possibly the case. But I just think it's something that maybe we can just take a look at and kind of examine for a second like we just did here. So, who knows? Probably nothing. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for this week's episode of Lightning Storm. Of course, until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You can follow me on Twitter at 2 different places, at LivingRanger or at LightningFigPR. I'd really like to know your guys' thoughts on what you think about this whole social media photo post thing. Like I said, personally, I don't think it's I don't think it's trying to hint at anything. But I wanted to cover it because maybe it does pan out to be something, and then I didn't cover it, and it's like, oh, why didn't I cover it, So, and I did have people kind of reach out to me and be like, hey, do you think they're hitting at stuff here? And so I wanted to comment on it, so. But yeah, guys, thank you once again for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys in the next episode of Lightning Storm, and of course, until next time, I'll see you on Lightning Storm, the series where lightning always strikes twice.